All right, here is the Seaman to be number 70. He was 3-0-107.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is Saturday, and you know what that means. Stage number 2 of this 2.5K high roller PLO, well and truly underway now. Apologies for the slight delay in myself getting in the booth. I was waiting for a coffee. Not going to apologize for it. 15 remaining, 185 entered. We are in La Money. It's time to see whether or not we can get a little bit of spiciness today. We're going to play down to our final table, at which time we are going to take about a half-hour break. Superman is in seat 3. Look at him go, 10. With a bit of a costume change. I'll love to see it. I will be honest, guys, lots of chips are at the outer table. We've got multiple stacks north of 800K out there. So some of the shorties are mainly here, which means we're probably going to see quite a bit of action with chips flying at this table. Blinds at 816 now, going up to 1020 in around 40 minutes time. Superman wakes up with the Aces no suit. Back over to Thong Chi, who is going to run it with the 9-8-7-6. A very nice rundown hand. And against aces, I think he's going to be close to flipping, especially if the aces don't have any blocking outs in his holding. So we're going to see a lot of the biscuits go in here, and I'd say we're going to see most of them get in on the flop if he finds a pair.
Ace 4 all in and a race at 2-4. So the flop lead.
King Jack 9, couple of diamonds, and Tong with that flush draw. I think that's going to be enough. He's got a pair, he's got a flush draw. Good luck, sir. He's just going to have to run it. He can't be folding now. Yeah, and he is going to run it, and we're going to see all 4 from each player. Aces 10-3, so the gut shot there, but the flush draw is still live against bottom pair flush draw. Actually got a number of outs here. It'll be close to a flip on this board, even though it may seem otherwise. Turn card is the Queen of Hearts, so that straight eliminates all the pair outs. Needs a diamond on the end. Can he find it? No, he cannot. GG's to Thong Chi out of here in what looks to be 15th position.
I win on the straight and we chop. I win on the flop and we chop on the river.
Back in just a moment, folks. Question from Glenn, just joined the live stream. Can I ask a question about the final hand of last night? You can, but I cannot remember it. Ace double 10-9 for Dennis. Action Dennis, as they call him in the cash streets in Brisbane. I'll let you figure out whether or not that's sarcasm.
What do you mean? Because on the 15th, I looked and you made the pay jump to 7.2 on the 15th.
Oh, really?
And I'm pretty sure I'm not mistaken.
It might have just been how, like, the graphics a bit funky sometimes.
Yeah.
Dude folded min-raise ace king on queen 9 board with 2 spades. I think that might have been a last hand of the night type thing as well.
We were probably pretty tired last night, but yeah.
Alright, if you have a value ticket that has M98 or lower, please come to the alternate set. M98 or lower for main. You have 30 seconds
8-5-4 jack. Fufu finds the bet with the kings on the turn and the open-ended 6-3. Andrew with the queen 10-9 has a wrap, but with those spades out there, it makes it a little bit spicy. And Dennis open-ended straight flush draw. So it wouldn't shock me to see a three-way turn. Looks like Andrew has found the call in the big blind, and Dennis also putting chips in. Big pot building. And that is a brick. So it's going to be interesting to see what these guys do. Andrew especially with queen high. Wow, he is going to find bluff. Reaching for what looks to be 220,000. Good for 2/3. Snap call. Wow. What a hand there from Fufu, who wins a massive pot, up to over 1.1 million chips. That's an amazingly played hand from him. He's going to win a gigantic one, getting himself very much prepared for this final table. Peter Peters, thanks for tuning in, mate, asking about who is at the outer table. Just give me a moment and I'll try and find that for you. I haven't actually had the opportunity to go out there and have a look myself. Jake Parsons was out there. Khan Tran was out there. Can't seem to find the names of the remaining players, unfortunately, but I know for a fact that Jake Parsons is still out there. King 7-6-6 up against the ace, ace, queen 5. Dennis with the overs, but Thalia does have a gut shot. No backdoor flush draw, unfortunately. I don't know whether or not a gutter is going to be enough for her to be able to continue, and it looks like she is going to let it go, so...
Good bullet. Your blinds are now 200, 400, please. Good bullet. 200, 400, starting at 10.
As far as things going on at the outer tables, we've got a big flight of the main event today. I believe this is flight number 5. The room is getting very, very full. We've got a couple of day 2s as well that weren't planned because of the amount of entries we had. The Win the Button is down to its final 2 tables. It was meant to finish up last night, but they've returned today. Also, the 6 Max No Limit Hold'em has just reached the money. That one is happening just behind you on the screen there. Also, the Heroes event has kicked off. We've got about 8 tables of that running in the outer reaches of the room. We've also got the single day No Limit Hold'em, which is a 360, I believe. So it's all happening here. Plenty of action.
Players, when you're unfortunate to pass the tournament, please get your C card from the dealer. See myself or call in table number 5 to get your payouts ready. Dealers, please make sure when a player crosses your table that they receive their C card. And make sure they are sent to me or call in table number 5 to receive their payout. They will not get a payout without that. Players, dealers are resuming once 8 60 to 16 players. Dealers, please begin to deal.
A question if the 600 freeze is going to be streamed later on. No, today wasn't even meant to be a stream day. The only reason that we're streaming today is because we couldn't physically get the PLO completed. In fact, we had to bag up at 15 players left. So I don't think we're going to be doing anything after this. And to be honest, Man United play at 9:30. I really hope we don't. But we will be back tomorrow late afternoon for the Centurion day number 1. We're going to be playing 6 levels until roughly midnight local time. So get ready for that one. That's kind of the beginning of the end, so to speak, in this series. I mean, we go Centurion, Jackstar, main, and it's a flat-out week of content. So hope you guys are ready for that one. Time with the ace 10, 7, 3, finding the +1 open. Fufu looking at things now. He's got a 1.2 million chip stack all of a sudden, so it's a big spin for him. Tan's got his stacks in 10s, just to make things confusing. Shout out to Daniel. Thanks for tuning in, my friend. Elmar's going to find pot with the rainbow aces. Back over to Tan, and Luke's going to have an opportunity to pick up a lot of chips here. I mean, both of these guys who have called with relatively cuspy hands. And it's allowed Luke to pile in a lot of chips. And to be fair, if one of these guys call, he's actually going to have an SPR to be able to just pile in flop. And wow, the ace-6-4 deuce comes along. Does have nut suit, but even then feels very wide, especially at this SPR. Luke's just going to be able to pot any flop all in. Let's see what happens. Big opportunity here for Luke Martinelli to win a nice one. And the Queen Jack 10 board is not what Fufu is looking for. Obviously, Luke is going to be a little bit unhappy to see that, but when the SPR is less than 1 and you have aces, if he checks, I think he loses the hand, is the issue. Such an awkward board to see. Looks like he is going to find non-all-in bet. Bet's about 155k. Does have the ace of clubs as well, so he's blocking those nut flush draws. What is who going to do? Yeah, snap fold. Nice pot for Elmar up to 746. Hope you guys are enjoying this relatively surprise stream. This was not on the schedule today. Today was meant to be an off day for the stream. However, we were unable to complete this one yesterday, so we are back. So much action at the outer areas of the room. If you're playing today, good luck. Ah, it happens, Daddy. I can't really complain about this series, if I'm honest. Potential danger here for Natalia. She has the nut suit ace-8-6-4. But right behind her, Jason's waiting with aces. Looks like she's going to find limp. And I don't think Jason's going to be very friendly about this. In goes the raise. Back over to Natalia. She's going to call. Interesting. Putting in more than a third of her stack with her hand. Drawing pretty thin, obviously. With having an ace in your hand, it's unlikely your opponent has aces, but we can see in this scenario that is the case. And she's going to flop the nut flush draw, and I think this is going to be good enough to go with. Does she stop and go, or does she find check jam? I think she's just going to run it. And yeah, these aces aren't going to do anything but call. Nut flush draw against aces. Let's see whether or not Natalia is going to be able to find the improvement she needs. She is wrapped around those fives with her 6-4-8 as well. So there's some potential backdoor stuff to help her out on the way. A 7 or a 4 turn. Sorry, a 7 or a 3 turn would be massive for her. Let's see it. Turn card is the jack of clubs. No help. Needs a spade only. Instead, the 7 arrives a moment too late, and we say GG's to Natalia Rotsova, eliminated in 13th position now.
Jason train keeps on chugging.
Updates on the outer table. I know that Jake Parsons, Khan Tran, a couple of other faces are still there. In fact, you know what? I'll be back in a sec. I'm just gonna settle this. All right, so in order, we have Vito, Jake, Tanya, Mark, Ash Gupta, and Khan Tran at the outer table. So Vito TL, Jake Parsons, Khan Tran, Tanya Vujovic, Vujovic, I apologize for my pronunciation, Mark Simpson, and then Ash Gupta are the 6 players at the outer table. Taking a look at the stacks here. Everybody's pretty comfortable. I think it's going to be a while until we see another bust out. I didn't get a look at the stacks out there. I just had to have a quick perusal and then be on my way. Queen 6-5. Pretty big one for Tan, actually. Top pair open-ender. Fufu with the bottom end straight, which would have him drawing dead. Turn card is the 9 of diamonds, so that is the nuts for Tan. And I can't see any more money being put into this pot. We do see a bet, and I think Fufu's just going to let it go pretty quickly. Even though he does turn a 9, I don't think that's good enough to continue. Especially facing full pot.
Nothing on my hand. Save the run good for counter. A little.
King Jack 10-5 in the small blind. Andrew's going to come along with the queens. 20K on this turn. As Andrew's set is no good, but he's got a few outs. I will say that a few of them are actually blocked by Fufu, so he is going to come along. Going to be interesting to see something like a 9 at river. See how the Queen Jack plays it. Instead, it's a brick. Sorry, the King Jack. Aces for Tan, as if he needs it.
I thought he had enough to get.
Finds a 3-bet. Dennis with the sixes is just going to have to let it go very promptly.
Payouts at the single point, your blind top, 200, 400, with a 400, your blind entry, please. That's 244. All players and dealers to single bullets.
Dennis with the 9876 actually lets it go. Aces this time for Elmar. That's a nice flop. What do you reckon? Top set? Finds the defend pre. Turn looks to be the 9 of diamonds as the action picks up. Yeah, Lon, he might not be, sorry, the 10 of spades, not the 9 of diamonds. He might not be kind of fanning them over the sensor well enough. This is going to be interesting, actually. If Fufu finds bet here, if Luke pots it, this is the type of card where Fufu's going to pick up a lot of equity with a hand like Jack 8-9, you know? So, yeah, looks like he is going to bet, and he's betting 80,000. No, it's actually a bet of 80,000 and a call to the river, which is the 9 of diamonds, which is a dicey one. Because all of the 8-6 Jack 8s of the world river a straight. So to double check that you guys can actually hear the table audio okay. I believe we did have a microphone issue in the last kind of hour or so that caused it to break, and yeah, Luke a little bit tilted that he does play that one relatively snugly. Sufi with a big chuckle there for some reason. Card's still not being read, unfortunately, but that's all right. Still at 12. Blinds have ticked up to 10K, 20K now. So the average stack is hovering just over 40 blinds.
Not how you would have played that hand. Well, if he knows you get it in.
You know I will get in. I'm not.
Right.
No, like,
Now. Huh?
you raise free, we get in.
I've seen you throw a quick free, but
Very rare. Like, it has to be like really good.
That's weird, Lon. There shouldn't be a difference. Because it's all being fed through the same system, so I'm not sure why. But that's all right. Hopefully the stream is good here. Just a few aces for 10, and my goodness. Is this a short deck PLO tournament? Where's the rest of the low cards? Ace, 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 Queen, King 998, and now Dennis with the Jack 10-10, sorry, the Jack 10-10 with a suit. 10 finds the limp pot with trip aces in his hand. Dennis obviously snap calls. So this is a bloated pot to a flop. Dennis really needs to find a nice flop, or he's going to be in a little bit of rough shape. Even like a 9-7 board, he's probably going to have to run it on. King 7-5 ain't it.
540. Limp, call, pot.
He's just going to have to let it go, I think. Yeah, and he does fold. 3 of a kind is the best hand. Just kidding, of course.
I mean, I have to fold this aces, yeah. Like every other ace with any connectivity at all is gonna, or any other hand is gonna fold off. Yeah.
Well, if you 3-bet then you fold?
Huh? No,
On that flop.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
fold the
yeah,
flop.
yeah. This is
Yeah. Like with this, like the
20, 20.
war symbol.
My money was on aces and nothing else. It's pretty hard to shove on you with nothing though.
But yeah. I mean, especially when you hit him, I might just call anyways.
Yeah, you almost have to. Right?
Almost, like, he's
You
probably
might
like
have 9,
jack
5,
by flush
2,
draw.
3,
Yeah,
like,
9
runner,
flush draw or
runner,
something.
runner,
Yeah.
60,000. 5, 4.
I guess a lot of people use dead, but you know, because you don't need much equity.
Good hand.
You're watching both right now, YouTube on TV. I hate to be that guy, man, but is your TV muted? Ace is 6-4 for Jason. Finds the 3-bet to 210. Tarn with the 5-5-4 deuce. Looks like he's going to take it away. Jason, no action. 1.1 million for him now.
You're trying to tell me we're wrong. Nice try, Foo. I'm tilted. Sorry, it works. You tilted me. It's happened. Oh, he would have got it all in free. I would have doubled up. Oh, man.
Any way of knowing how many bullets these guys fired? No, I don't believe so.
Huge double. I'm in chip leader, bro. Oh, my God. Next time.
You could come down to the site and ask them if you want. But I wouldn't recommend that unless you want to get in a big fight. You're in Sydney anyway? Ah, well, it's just a short walk. Short walk up a long hill. What guests are we expecting in the booth today? That's a great question. Considering we didn't really have anybody lined up, given this was a non-planned day, I might just have to go for a walk out there and see if there's anybody waiting to play any of the main event flights that we can drag in here. I know that my best mate is going to be here today. You play Poker Stars, it shows in brackets on the leaderboard how many bullets. You play Poker Stars in Sydney. Interesting. 110 and a call, 6 of spades on the end as Fufu's straight is much better than Jason's set of jacks. Yeah, I don't think we are advertising the amount of bullets fired in the live events. Yesterday we had Najin mention that he fired 4, but I don't think there's a way that we can actually see it specifically online or any other way. You might be able to go through and track it by the end. You might be able to have a look to see the players that were eliminated and then see, but I'm not entirely sure. Fufu with the nuts. Are we just going to see him try and apply as much pressure as possible? I think if he pots it, Jason's just going to have to fold. He's not really getting the odds to peel for a boat. Yeah, he is going to put the max in. Ah, play money. Okay. That makes sense. Ace, King, 9, 5 for Elmar. Flat from the smaller, now over to Andrew with the double suited Queens 8, 6, 6. Stream is missing some Dean Cox, and by that I mean the Sydney coach, not the glorious beard from WA. That's some shade flung his way. It's pretty rare that somebody from Sydney would have that happen to them. Boom, boom. Ace, Queen, 3. Backdoor second. Backdoor nut flush draw for Luke. Locates himself. Top pair. Wheel draw. Fufu's card reader once again not working. Seat 4 not really having much fun with that. Premier League started overnight, and as you can expect, Arsenal played Coventry, and well, everybody expected that result. I hope for something else, but 3-0 is probably a little bit on the low side. It was probably going to be looking like 8-0 or something. Apparently Coventry played absolutely woefully. Oh no, Starboy scored a goal. God, I hate Saka. Actually, no, to be honest, I like him. I just hate how much people glaze him. Talk about him like he's the second coming of Christ, and he just hasn't been at a high level as a player for many years. Anyway, onwards we go. To the flop. Plenty of blue chips in the middle. Those are worth 5,000 Arnott's biscuits each. King 9-8. Jason finds top pair, but Andrew with the secret holding is going to find pot on the flop. And he's going to take it down straight away. Nobody else wants a slice of the action. How many players on final table? Well, we're looking at 9 players on the FT. A couple aces here for Jason in the small. Going to come with a limp. Elmar with the Queen 10-6-4. Eight, 3 deuce with a couple of hearts. Elmar with a gut shot. Jason's ace is still the best hand. I think we're just going to see this one go check, check. So it does. Turn card. Is a 10, so that's interesting for Luke. He picks up a pair, and all of his 2 pair outs are live. Third heart out there makes it a little bit less interesting for him, and it looks like Jason with that nut flush blocker is going to be confident to fire out a bet. When the flop goes check, check, I wonder whether or not he's going to give this too much credit. He is just going to let it go. And I think that's a very nice fold from Luke. They should run the leaderboard along the bottom as well as the pay info. Leaderboard in what sense? Like the chip counts? Yeah, we don't really have somebody on site to be able to keep track of every single time chips go back and forth at the outer table, let alone this table, so. And you guys are a little bit demanding here. Have an impromptu stream day and everybody wants stuff. My goodness. Ace, King, 7, couple of clubs, Jack, turn. Nice for the Queen 10. Jason turns Broadway. Dennis with the 9-3 of clubs, good for a flush draw, but if he faces a bet, I don't think he's going to be continuing. Sometimes we have a camera that can actually pan out and have a look at this outer table. However, we had to make some changes, so unfortunately it is not in play at the moment. We might try and adjust it and fix it for the main event, however.
Might sit at the end.
Players on the other table we're looking at, not entirely sure if all of them are still there, but a combination of Vito Tien, I believe, Can Tran, Jake Parsons, Tanya Vujovic, or Vujovic, I apologize for the pronunciation, I'm never going to get that right, Mark Simpson and Ash Gupta. Jamie hungover. Who's Jamie? Dennis with the top pair open-ender. Tan going to come along with that gutter ball. Turn card. Sorry, the open-ender himself. Another 7. Dennis with an 82% lock on this hand. And the 5 on the end is Dennis is going to river himself a straight, though the flush does get there, so he may not be too confident. And it goes check, bet from Tan, applying pressure to the short stack Dennis. Dennis has the 9 of spades, Tan not running it on the flop, and Dennis lets it go. What a bluff there from Tan Hun. He's going to win that one.
Oh shit. doubt have been so.
Jack 874 for Elmar just lets it go. He's got 861k. King, King, Queen, Deuce, as we see the 964 board. Relatively big one for Fufu. He's got an open-ender, backdoor flush draw, bottom pair for a set blocker. Definitely think we're going to see him continue, and these guys are the two chip leaders at this table, so could be a pretty spicy pot if we see chips fly. Ten of diamonds would be an action turn card. Eight of spades, as that's a big one for Fufu, who two pair and a flush draw now. Check, check, it goes. River card is the 10 that we were talking about, so the straight peeks its head out. Queen Jack is the nuts, but I don't think Tan is going to want to get involved with this Kings.
20.
45.
Ace Jack 8-7 for Luke. I feel like he had this exact hand a couple of hands ago. To the flop we go. 9-8-4, and that's an interesting one for Luke. He's got himself the nut flush draw gut shot to the Jack 7. Obviously not the gut shot that he wants. Fufu getting a look at his hand. King of Hearts on the turn as he wastes no time making the nizzles. Check from who? Who? That guy. Who's on first? Now, it's interesting with Luke with the nuts. It's one of those spots where when he bets, he's not really going to be able to get many continues if he goes too large. Looks like he is just going to size up to about 195k or 180k total, so roughly 3/4 pot. And is Fufu going to stick around? Feels like he's only really going to stick around with a set plus, and yeah, he does just let it go. Still at 12, not much changing just yet. With your card reader out of action, it definitely looks like it. A couple of hands, or 4 hands going to a flop here. It actually looks like Andrew's found the pot. Over to Jason with the ace, queen, 10, 5. Is the nut suit going to be enough for him to consider coming along? Not much happening. Things are really cruising along slowly but certainly. King, King, 6 deuce is going to get checked from Elmar. 10-9-3. Is King still good? Jason, a 36% chance to win this one. We can see the outs at the top of the screen. Only 3 of them are remaining of the 7 that were available. Those of you wondering why it is grayed out and not quite available to him, this takes into account folded cards as well. You see the 4 now changing nothing. We're going to see Luke try and extract some value here from hands like 10x and spades. Looks like he is going to fire. 60k in the middle, he fires out an overbet. You can't do that, buddy. It's against the rule. Really curious. How do you balance your delay overbet range in PLO? You guys curious about what's going on in the rest of the room? We've got the Heroes event, the first mixed game event of the series, happening in the outer reaches of the room. Give you a quick update on the total amount of entrants in that one, actually. Give me a moment. Now we're currently at 51 entries, so given it's a 6-max event, we're looking at around 8 tables of that one. No, 9 tables of that one, so that's fun. Ace King 5 deuce for Fufu finds the raise to 50k. Andrew with kings with a suited 9-6 is just going to run it for 18. See if anybody behind wakes up with anything, as we are down to 11 now. Looks like nobody else is interested. Back over to Fufu with the suited ace king. Don't think this is good enough to be able to run it for 20 bigs. I think it's a bit ambitious. Wow, he's going to come along. He really loves peeling it. Blue Whale's Car Wash is asking if I'm coming to the Ville event in October. No, I will not be. I love Townsville. I love that series. But yeah, I've got some stuff that I need to get done back in Asia. King 8-4, top set. And Fufu's going to need quite a lot of help. I got to get back up to Asia and lock in for about 2 months before I have some celebrations to deal with at the end of the year. 7 on the turn is a hand-killing card. 5 on the river doesn't matter. In fact, the straight to the 9-6 for Andrew is going to give him the best hand there, as things are leveling out a little bit here. 20k big blind. And in PLO, that's a lot of biscuits. Dennis looks to be our shorty at the moment with only 8.8 blinds, but he's very capable of spinning things up at a moment's notice, so definitely keep an eye on him. Ace King 4 deuce for Jason, finds the raise up to 50k. Dennis with the ace queen 8-3. I think if he had the nut ace there, he'd probably run it. But it's going to allow Tan to come along with a very pretty looking high-low hand, the ace 5-3 deuce. To the flop we go. King Jack 8.
Start. 20. 3 bet. 20,000.
Alright, players and viewers, the single bullet with lines are 400, 800, and 800 big line complete.
190.
That's 488 for players and viewers, the single bullet.
Rise up. 15.
Anybody else has any questions, feel free to send them through to me in the chats. I've got all of them open, and I'm very willing and able to answer anything, regardless of if it's going to be a good answer or a bad answer. I'll certainly get involved. Things cruising along at a snail's pace here. I'm going to pop out and give you guys an update to see who is actually at the outer table and who's still alive. Give me a moment. Right, update from the outer reaches of the room. The player that finished in 12th position seems to have been Tanya from WA. So we are down to our final 11 now.
Good eyes.
Ace King 9-7, race a 90 from Jason from Gun. Over to Andrew with the A6-5-3 double. feel like this is probably a defend in the big blind. Jamie is the dreadlocked, pommy, roving camera guy from Kings. I know who Jamie is. If that's who you mean. Jamie's not hungover. Jamie's doing a great job. Looks like he's not going to defend the A653. A little bit surprising there. As the blinds have ticked up as well. We're playing 15-13 now. Average stack hovering around that 31 big blind mark. Adam's saying, I'm playing the main event next week for the first time, probably Thursday or Friday. Do you recommend one over the other? Probably Friday. You'll find that players are probably going to be, you're probably going to get less recreational players on the Thursday because it is a work day. And you'll have a lot of people trying to cram into that final flight on the Friday. So you may have a little bit of issues trying to get a seat initially, but it's probably going to be the best value field to jump in. So either one is going to be good. But Friday, given you've got two opportunities as well, given you've got the early one and the turbo flight, I wouldn't play the turbo. I would play the early flight. That would be my recommendation. King Jack 5. Talon with the lead with middle pair. 50 thou to go, half pot. Puts in the fold. And we carry onwards.
Never get to see what you have. I know. Maybe it's that box.
But you just like one by one, man. Go like that, and then.
It's a bit of a rocket science.
10-9-6-6.
Get in here at 10 o'clock.
Elmar with the king 9-4-3, 3 hearts. Dennis, 8.5 bigs, is going to find the pot. Elmar's, I think, just going to snap, let go of this one. And so he does. Yes, Jack, Jack, deuce, going to take that one out.
You would have had the 9 to the 5? In that hand? Oh, the 6. Whatever.
Any alternates, 146 and below from main event, come to the alt test, please. That's any alternates, like M146 on their ticket for main event, come to the alternate test.
Where's Malcolm Trainer? That's a great question. I'm supposed to believe Luke only just won his first APL title. He's deep in everything. Yeah, he is deep in everything. I actually had a conversation with him about this the other day. I said, oh, mate, congratulations on kind of winning your first APL title after running so deep so many times and just kind of getting screwed deep in these tournaments. And he's like, yeah, man, to be honest, I'm running pretty hard this year, so I can't really complain. And he final tabled the Monster Freeze, and now he's on the verge of final tabling this one as well. So definitely looking pretty good for Player of the Series points as well, I must say. 30K prize pool in that one. Sorry, 30K up top, I believe, for Player of the Series for the Tier 1 stuff. And he's well on his way to potentially lock that one up. So time with the 974 deuce. Just going to limp, and Fufu with the 9853 as well. I think this one's also going to get checked, and he does. Jack 8-6. The nuts for Tarn. Andrew's just going to have to let it go.
I've been very diligent with you know.
And maybe it's a problem.
No, I've been tracking a card for a little while, but I think it's dead now.
Oh, the cards are they're chipped or
Hey?
they're chipped.
Correct.
How is it? The dead card? Oh, that's fun.
Did you give us a new card?
Not yet.
All right, shove up a deal.
You know what it was? You know what it was?
No, I don't know. Probably a queen.
Queen.
A couple of them. 50-50.
Wait. Do we have the full deck? Sorry? Do we have the full deck? Yeah. Here we go. Yeah.
I'm ringing.
It was a queen.
No, you play with.
Yeah. I don't know what that is. I think that's
Still at 11.
two cards got dealt to me. You didn't know which one was the top one.
Not so much your mate's pronunciation of her name. Yeah, Adaha played very well. It's good to see. She was very stoked with her result, with both the cash that she had and also the bounties that she pulled. She was over the moon.
No, but I would have actually had that hand. It's not,
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like we could have just run the hand anyway. So
Yeah.
like, who cares? But like whatever.
Jason with the ace-king 10-8 is going to find a raise to 105k, so finds the pot open. Ace-king queen 8 for Dennis is probably going to be good enough to go with, and he does send it fourth.
Maybe.
He's going to be dominating Jason here, so Dennis with a good opportunity to find a double up.
I don't think Jason has aces.
Back around to Jason, obviously calling, and yeah, Dennis looking pretty good here. A lot of the time, these guys will find chops, but Dennis's hand really has the other one in pretty trashy shape, dominating the clubs as well. So we're going to see all five here. Dennis with an opportunity to find a double. Oh my goodness, and the 10 peeks its head out immediately. That's not what he wants to see. He needs a jack on the turn. Another 6 is no help. Jack or queen on the end. Can he do it? No, we cannot. The 3 of spades, as we say GG's to Dennis. We're down to final 10 players now. Final table bubble.
Better to be lucky than good, right?
The Jason train tells you. Keeps on chugging.
Jack 5-6, Jack turn. Excuse me. As Jason turns a boat. He's going to check it back over to Tarn, who I feel like we're going to see him check back relatively quickly. And so it is. Back over to Jason with this full house. Do I have any crazy main event stories, like somebody open shoving jacks for 300 big blinds in the first level? I've actually never had the opportunity to play the APL Million main event. I know, it's a bit shocking, but usually I'm in the booth or I, at the time, wasn't in a position to be able to play. So I've actually never had the opportunity to play it. I do have a crazy WSOP main event story. I was playing the WSOP main event day one, and I had Mark Seymour from Sydney at my table, which is pretty funny in a field of, what, 9,500 or something. I had another Australian at my table. But yeah, we were playing, and we had about 50 big blinds each. And I ended up having aces, and he 5-bet jammed on me. I obviously called it off, and he had aces as well. So he flopped a couple of diamonds and turned a third diamond on the turn. So I almost got free rolled out of the WSOP main, but yeah, not to be. Ended up bricking the river, and I went on to bag like 11 bigs, so it was miserable. But there's a main event story, I guess, but not from this one, from the WSOP main. 10 left, just one player away from the final table. I will let you guys know that I was out there not long ago having a look at the outer field, and I came across a hand at the secondary feature table, the secondary table, where I believe it was Vito found the button jam with the King 8-6 and got it in against Ace 8-8 of Jake Parsons. The flop was no help to him. It was a Queen 4 deuce flop, turn king to stay alive. So he would have been our final table Michael Bublé, but instead he finds the double. Jake still very, very healthy, sitting there with around 800 and 900K. So that almost got us to our final table, but instead we are going to carry on. Jason with the Ace-6 deuce. We're going to see a flop. 7-7-5, couple of diamonds. Luke with a gut shot, but still a very, very trash hand for PLO. Check, check it goes. Needs to find an 8 or a 9 on the turn. Can he do it? Nope, king of diamonds. Jason's aces. Has the ace of diamonds blocker. Last time he had aces with a diamond blocker when the flush completed. He actually bet it, But it looks like he is just going to check it over on this turn, and Luke goes check, check. River card is another 5, so these aces hold up. I'll be back in just a moment, guys.
I'm happy to make it a 5-minute break, but I want to go have a ciggy. Yeah, I would like to have a break. If it's 5 minutes, it's like 5 minutes. It's fine.
Either the 15 or not will be
Yeah, 15 then.
Okay, but you understand that once we get to 15, you come back and
Look,
we take one
they've done it previously when they reduced it to 5 minutes if everyone's happy. If everyone, like, is that,
The second time they didn't want break at all, so they wanted
well, they'll probably be happier with 5 than 15 now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's 9 players, so
Oh, they're down to 4 on that table?
No, it's 5 and 5. It's FP's 9.
Yeah. Oh, the final table is 9
Yeah.
players. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so we might
Sorry, Well, yeah, I want to see it.
when we get to 9 players, we have to have a 30-minute break.
Alright.
Right? So we can either wait, it's a 15-minute break, go to 9 players and have a 30-minute break, which we're having regardless.
Trineski asking why people are scared to bet. Even last night, same thing. You got to bet on draws. You win more money when it hits.
It's got to be 15.
Did anybody have a draw there? I don't think they did. Anyway.
Yeah, you would think it's simple to take 5-minute break. They're having a break.
As we continue on, 15K, 30K, getting towards the higher blinds. We will be going to 2040 after this level. Last night, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, it's a bit interesting. PLO tournaments play a lot different to cash, so maybe that could be part of it, but I'm not entirely sure. Jack 10-4. Open ender for Elmar, as well as bottom pair. 12 outs. Tarn with the King 9-7, good for a bottom end straight draw. Also, good luck to the Southport AFL women's team playing today. If they win today, they make it through to the grand final, I believe. Or the preliminary final. Turn card. 8 of diamonds, as that is a straight for Tarn, and he's got a pretty decent hammerlock on this hand. All of a sudden, Luke needs an ace or a 9. Instead, it's a king on the end, as this straight is still the best hand. Luke blocking the top sets and the ace, queen, queen, 9s of the world. I think if he finds pot here, he's going to get snapped off. Looks like he is going to reach for a bluff. Goes for 1/3. And I think Tarn's just going to snap this off and not really think for a moment. Yeah, 2 pair no good. Bubble Boy winning a Michael Bublé DVD series. My God. That would almost be a punishment.
I assume the dealer knows.
Main event is still going on in the outer reaches. I know that we had alternates up to around 200. So today is a relatively busy one. Getting a look at it, looks like we're at 287 entrants in that one so far. So pretty busy out there. Seating alternates 155 and lower. Ace, Queen, 8-7 for Jason. Double suited. It's a very nice looking hand. Andrew finds the open with a double pair. Jack, Jack, 4-4. Back over to Jason, who pots it. And he's going to take it straight down. Nobody wanting to fight that one out.
I haven't had food for like a long time. So like seeing that. It's pretty good. Very healthy.
King, King, 9 deuce for Jason. Funds the raise to 105K, but Fufu wakes up with the aces. And piles in the remainder. So are we going to see the Kings run it against these aces? No, he folds.
Will we? I
Got the aces or the 9-5-3 deuce?
Yeah. You know they're like perfect. It's like actually 9-5-3 deuce is actually very nice because you don't interact with your region with that now.
True. Not wrong.
You want like non-overlapping problems.
Do we have a list of names that are on the other table? No, but I can tell you. Khan Tran, Jake Parsons, Mark Simpson, Ash Gupta, and Vito Tie, I believe his name is, are the 5 players at the outer table.
The stack sizes and stuff.
There were some pretty bad Kings, you're right. I'm not the most knowledgeable PLO player, so I'm kind of doing my best on the fly here. Double pair for Fufu Who. 8-8 deuce deuce is 8-8 deuce deuce is pretty tragic though. Andrew with the ace king 6-3, 3 clubs. As he actually is going to limp the double pair. Eight deuce deuce, locating the flush on the end, the best hand. Andrew's 3 pair, not able to hold up. Yep, the flush will win that one. Still on the final table, Michael Bublé. Tan finds the raise with the king, king, 8-8 with the suit. Holding around to Luke, ace, queen, 10-8. It's a very nice defendable big blind hand. While he doesn't have a suit to the nuts, he still has decent connectivity, and he's going to want to come along with this one. I just haven't met you yet, probably. To a flop we go. Queen 8-6. Luke is in danger. His queens are not live. Tan with middle set. Luke with top 2. Tan bets 100K. If Luke fast plays this, we could have a problem. He pots it. It's 300K. It's actually much more than that. Tan getting a look at it. We could see things running, and he does just send it in, and oh no. This is bad news for Luke Martinelli. He says, I have a set, but the top 2 are in very rough shape. Luke needs to find himself some luck here. He's got backdoor hearts. The 10 is not good. A 10 is needed. Instead, the 3 of diamonds, as Luke Martinelli is our final table bubble boy. And with that, we are down to our final 9. GG's to Elmar running into it there. And with that, guys, we're going to take a break and get set for our final table, probably about a half-hour break. So we're going to see you guys then for the final table of the 2.5K high roller PLO. See you soon.